Well, hello, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by and listening to me for the next hour. My name is Jared Fuller, aka Jared. Today's date is Sunday, April 19th, 2026. So glad you could stop by and join me for the next hour of the Sunday video update. Hope you're all doing well out there. Joining me off camera this week is my dad, and Amy is out in the kitchen watching a video or a movie or something. What's that? All Saints, it's a TV show? Oh, gotcha. So, it's been quite the week. Uh, and so we've had some really just wacky weather here in Michigan. We had gone from severe thunderstorms, multiple tornado touchdowns. Today, we're under a freeze warning and we had snow flurries. So we get it all here in Michigan, not to mention that we had some extensive flooding. At one point, the entire state of Michigan, every county, all 83 counties in the state of Michigan were under a flood watch. But they have lifted some of those counties out of the flood watch. But most of us, I believe, are still under the flood watch. And it's been crazy. And last week, well, we had some confirmed tornado touchdowns right here in Saginaw County, and it was out by St. Charles and Elby Township, especially. And Dad and I had taken a drive out to the area, Elby Township, to check out the damage. And let me just say that it felt like my heart dropped into my gut because there were, just debris everywhere. Homes were destroyed. Nobody got hurt. There were no fatalities, no injuries, none that I know of anyway. And if there were injuries, they were very minor injuries. But no one got killed, so that's a plus. But there was a lot of extensive damage in Elby Township. I believe it was an EF1 tornado. And it was powerful. And Dad and I went out there to check out the damage, and it was awful. It was heartbreaking to see it. Um, of course, I had taken some pictures and I posted them to Facebook, and I shared them to a group called Chesaning Happenings on Facebook. And one person gave me grief. Just one person gave me grief about it. And he was like, "Well, so do you always take pictures of other people's misfortunes, or were you there to actually help?" Um, so in response to that, to the troll who said that, they lived in Saginaw, by the way. So to the person who said it, fuck you. And secondly, what difference would it have made if I took the pictures or if anybody else had taken pictures, especially, like the local news publications? They do it all the time. Um, it's legal. They're allowed to do it. When we had the fire, what's that? Yeah. Yeah, exactly what Amy said. As long as you're not on the property, and we weren't. We were on the public road, and I was taking pictures of the debris, which was like way out in the middle of the field, because that was a powerful tornado that came through, and it was a mile long. The tornado was a mile long, and so yeah, I legally you can take pictures of storm damage, even if it is on someone else's property that you're taking the pictures of. You can't go on their property without permission. But if you're in the road and you can take pictures from the road, that is perfectly legal. And Facebook is getting ridiculous with trolls now more than ever. And I guess at some point you have to come to expect it if you're on Facebook, that you're just going to deal with assholes no matter what. But this person was just a total dick. Um, this could happen to you. Yeah. And the point of taking the pictures and posting them, it wasn't meant as a, hey, look at me and look how special I am. Which I'll get into that. But it not only does it give people a chance other people a chance to help, because they see the damage, but it also brings light to people who underestimate the power of nature. Just because it hasn't happened to you yet doesn't mean that it never can. And I think that was mainly the takeaway from that. That was the point of me posting the pictures. Um, and like I said, what difference would it have made if it was me doing it or somebody else doing it, or especially a local news publication, which they do it all the fucking time. No one bats an eye to that. Um, but yeah, they Breaking News 99. There's a page that everybody follows. They're pretty reputable, and they follow closely. They follow the news of the day, or like the local news or whatever. But but there's people out there. You're always going to get people like that. You're always going to get someone to bitch and bellyache about, oh, you're just doing this and doing that. I didn't do it for me. I did it so other people not only could, if they see it, they can help. You can draw other people from like other counties, neighboring counties like Shiawassee and Genesee and Gratiot and Clinton and Tuscola and Bay and Midland. Those are the counties that surround us. You can draw the help from the other counties. If people feel inclined to help, they can come over to help. And yeah, the Prairie Saloon, yeah, that's just right up the road. The tornado damage, and I am shocked that the tornado didn't hit the Prairie Saloon because it was just right down the road. Um, so not only does it help get the word out so people might feel inclined to help, but it was more or less for me, it was an educational exercise. More or less meaning that you cannot underestimate the power of nature. And just because it hasn't happened to you yet doesn't mean it never can. So it is always best to be prepared. And this is the thing too. This is only April. We still have May, June, July, August, September, maybe October at the latest. We still have at least 5 more good months of this weather. We're just getting started. And we're already at what, 14 tornadoes? I don't know how many tornadoes Michigan averages. I think I mentioned this once before, but I forget. Let's see. How many tornadoes does Michigan average per year? We're going to get that right now. Michigan usually averages 13 to 15 tornadoes a year. State data shows, and we're already at 14. So it makes me wonder, are we going to break a record here? Will the data have to change in order to keep up with the current times? I'm sure it will, because we're already at 14 tornadoes. And this is only, like I said, this is only April. And it really, the tornadoes are getting closer to home too, which Chesaning has had tornadoes. Um, well, we're not, yeah, but we're talking tornadoes. Chesaning is in one of Michigan's tornado alleys, and they have been hit with tornadoes several times. I mean, in the years that we've lived here for almost 28 years, and we've had tornadoes come through here. Or the severe thunderstorms, like a lot of the times they say the severe thunderstorms are capable of producing a tornado. We get a lot of those storms coming through here too. And then it's later confirmed that it was an EF0 or EF1 tornado or whatever. And it's like, well, that came right over the fucking house, and that's freaky. Um, but you have to have a plan set in place because you are not invincible to nature. And anytime your county or parish or borough or wherever it is you live, whatever state you live in, when you're under such a warning, such as a tornado warning, you have to take that seriously. Even if the report says a severe thunderstorm is capable of producing a tornado, still you have to take action. You have to have a plan. You have to have a plan set in place in the event of an actual tornado coming out of a thunderstorm, especially at night when you can't see it. That's the worst time for a tornado, is when you can't see it at night. Now, during the day, you might have a better chance, but at nighttime, you really gotta double down on the safety. And it's incredible to me how some people think they're invincible to, nature, and you're just not. And you have to always be prepared for expect the unexpected, as they say. But there were no fatalities. If there were any injuries, they were very minor, and dad and I, we had taken a drive over to Bishop Road in LB Township, and I gotta tell you, it was very, very sad to see that, and what? That can't be right. Lightning has been detected near your location? Um, I think you're a little late on that phone because we just had snow flurries. Um, it's showing rain, like, on the radar. Is it raining out right now? It says lightning has been detected, but I'm not seeing it on my phone, but it came from my phone. That's our, door chime, the sensor activated door chime. It said lightning has been detected, 6 miles from 6.6 miles away from where we're at. But I'm not seeing any lightning strikes on radar. Hmm. Okay. Okie doke. It is Michigan, so I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. We had snow flurries earlier, and it's currently 47 degrees Fahrenheit. And the furnace, I wanted to tell you, the furnace tried to kick on this morning, and then it shut off. I don't know why it's doing that. So we're gonna have to get that looked at because it was up. I turned the furnace up, or actually, no, I didn't. The furnace was already up. Yeah. So I don't know why. Like, it tried to kick on. It made an attempt to kick on twice, and then it shut off. So, are we getting low on fuel? Maybe. Well, this cold snap is it's going to warm up again this week. So we don't really have to worry about propane. We just paid the bill off last week. So we're good. And I'll have extra money next month so I don't have to worry about paying a propane bill, which will work for me, and I'll be happy about that. Um but this weather has been absolutely crazy. And it's like, I understand in Michigan we have a battle of the 2 seasons where it's trying to be springtime, but then winter wants to hold on, and it's like duking it out, and when the cold air clashes together and with the hot air or the warmer air, yeah, we're gonna get severe weather. So that's why, I think severe weather is so dominant in April and May, and because we're trying to still warm up, and when you get the clashing of cold and warm air, that's when thunderstorms erupt. But we have already seen 15 tornadoes here in the state, or 14 tornadoes in the state of Michigan. And as I had just read on Google, Michigan averages at least 13 to 15 tornadoes per year. We're already at 14 confirmed tornadoes. And the closest to me was in St. Charles and over in LB Township, or like, well, they said Bridgeport, but I think it was more like between LB Township and St. Charles, because Bridgeport would be, closer to Saginaw than St. Charles or LB Township. But it got wicked here. I think we had the tail end of that thunderstorm, uh, because for a minute there it had gotten so windy that you couldn't, it was blowing the rain around, so you couldn't see anything at all. And I think we had the tail end of that. So if it was a tornado, we definitely got the tail end of it here. My phone started going berserk because we were under a tornado warning, which is fine. That's what I wanted to do, and I'm glad that it does it. Um, but it got really wicked here, and it's it's just the start of things to come, and it's very worrisome for me because it's like, you know, yeah, we're already having an active season, and it happened early. I think it was last year or a couple years ago. It was in February when a tornado was confirmed in Grand Blanc, which is out by Flint. Um, it was just the weirdest thing that we get tornadoes this early in the year because we're not really notorious for tornadoes in January and February because those are the winter months, and we're not really notorious for that, but it's Michigan, and you have to expect the unexpected. So, but we're doing okay here. The house is still standing. We still got our backs and fronts and everything else on us, and we're doing all right. We're doing okay. Is it lightning? Oh, and there's the thunder. So the phone wasn't lying. I saw the flash. Yeah, I saw the flash through the window. Now that is just too fucking weird.
Told you it was snowing earlier, and now it's supposed to change over to fucking rain until sometime I think tomorrow.
Dad, you're in the way of the sensor, dude.
Well, does that answer your question?
I guess it does, but you're standing in the beam of the sensor. Now that's just fucking weird, dude.
That's cold as shit.
That is weird.
Does that answer your question?
Well, it said lightning was detected 6 miles away, but it's like, what the fuck is that? Was it like streak lightning or?
No, I don't know.
Oh, that was it was fucking weird.
We've had weird weather all year.
Yeah, all year. It's only April.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, I gotta update my Facebook. Snow flurries and now thunder and lightning. What? Okay, I'm gonna update my Facebook status because that is just too fucking weird. That is strange. And you're witnessing it yourself. We had snow flurries, and I saw the flash of lightning, and then that thunder, boom! What?
Because I opened the door and all of a sudden I see a flash of lightning.
Yeah, that's just too strange.
Come on. Come on.
I'm checking out my window.
And Dad's going out and he's gonna play with the doorbell.
Dad.
Between him and whatever dog went out.
I'm gonna have to get after him.
I know if it ain't him, it's the dog.
Well, it's the sensor beam is up high at where it's aimed just at the top of the door, so it ain't the dogs.
Yeah, the dogs were doing it there for a while, remember?
Yeah, but the sensor was pointed down towards the floor.
Oh,
Dad.
And they're just snowing right now.
So we have thunder snow.
Yeah.
You're setting off the sensor.
every time you go out.
Yeah. No, that is just too strange. But for Michigan, it's never too strange.
Possible.
It's never too weird. Not for us. I don't think I've ever had a thunder, a boom like that during a Sunday video update. That was incredible. Like almost like perfect timing.
And you would just said thunderstorms are on the way. Lightning.
Well, yeah, it said on my phone lightning was detected 6.6 miles, and I'm looking at my phone like, well, that can't be right, Well, I guess it was. Surprise, surprise, motherfucker.
Closer than what we thought.
I was gonna start them dishes.
Yeah. Which reminds me, I gotta start supper. Supper tonight. We're gonna have shake and bake chicken, and I'm gonna try my hand at tuna noodle casserole because I've never made it. I was told that it is very easy and simple to make, so I think I'm gonna try it. And I'll probably get started on that after today's Sunday video update.
It's gonna go off there.
Why is it gonna go off? Dad, the sensor is aimed at the top of the door.
Look,
You
it's
see-
snowing.
You see where it is? Yeah, it's snowing.
Come here.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
Is it snow or is it sleet?
Come on.
Thunder snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this hitting pretty good too, good.
This we officially have thunder snow up here in the area. Dad,
It's gonna be sleet, Jared.
every time I talk.
Now look at me.
Yeah, it's
Look at me. Good.
yeah, Dad's got a little bit of snow on his sleeve. Yeah, thunder snow.
I've never heard of it.
Piece of snow.
It is a piece of snow. Piece of shit.
It's fucking coming down pretty good. Fucking shit.
That's crazy.
Wet. Look on my shirt.
That is absolutely bizarre. But it's never too bizarre for Michigan. You know, I've been in the live stream here for over 20 minutes and I have 4 comments from chewing off my toenail this week. He has returned. So, and he does apologize. He says, "Sorry it's been so long, but my toenails have been demanding my constant attention." As As I was scooping out peanut butter from the jar, I noticed a toenail sleeping in it. Gross. I'm happy to announce that one of my toenails is a straight A student, never in a toe jam. I like the play on words. I have to prepare peanut butter and toe jam sandwiches for these toenails, so I will chat with you later. Okay, thank you. So there's only 4 comments. I should edit that post because we're actually getting thunder snow here. So let me just give me a second here, guys. It's just I can't even find my post. You know, it's weird because I can post on my cell phone. I can write the post and I can't find it on my cell phone. What?
Give me a phone. Look outside. Tell him wait a second. and Look out the door.
Well, I can look right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's snowing. Snowing like hell.
Hey, the sun's coming out again.
It's like a.
It's a thunder snow.
Yep.
But I can go on Facebook on my desktop and the post will be there. You've never heard of thunder snow?
No.
We've had blizzards here. We've had thunder and lightning with snow. We had the thunder and lightning and yep, and now it's snowing. Let's see. Yep, we officially have thunder snow.
And the sun's coming out.
Yep. We officially have thunder snow. Woohoo! Thunder snow, baby. Yeah, buddy. Let's see. Seems I'm on Facebook. I might as well reach out to Michigan Storm Chasers and let them know we got thunder snow here in Chesaning. Come on, load, you piece of shit. Thunder snow here in Chesaning. So Michigan Storm Chasers, they are a very reputable page, and they work very diligently to make sure that we're safe. So, but yeah, that's crazy. Very, very crazy. But anyway, guys, so yeah, I'm gonna try my hand at tuna noodle casserole because I've never made it before, and I've been craving it actually, and it sounds pretty damn good. And the shake and bake chicken, that's easy. That's really easy. Um, but by what I understand, because Amy and I were discussing this earlier this afternoon, um, it's actually easy to make tuna noodle casserole because all I have to do is boil the noodles, drain the water, and then add the noodles back into the pan, and then go ahead and add like the cream of mushroom soup, and chop up an onion, and add in like the sweet peas and the mushrooms, and the like the seashell noodles.
The only thing you're doing different than mine
Yeah,
is the onion.
the onion. I'll try it with onion. I'll try it with an onion, and if we don't like the onion, which I thought mom added onion to hers. I think she did. Um, and if we don't like the onions, we don't have to add onions next time. But rest assured, I will be making it again, um, because I didn't realize how easy it was to make it. It's actually one of the easier things to make. But I'm looking forward to it. And of course, chicken. All you got to do is just let it cook for a little while, and then you gotta pull it out. Or what you do is, now that we've got the tongs, I'll have to pull it out and turn it, on the sheet.
You had to get another pair of tongs, Wayne.
Jared bought some.
Oh, did he?
I didn't buy any tongs.
I did, but
She did.
I've used them for other things.
We
That
don't have to do it with that. We can it with a spatula.
Turn it with a spatula. Okay. Um, but anyway, ideally, that's what you do. You're supposed to turn the chicken on the pan so that way all sides can brown and cook. Um, but we're gonna have chicken and tuna noodle casserole for supper tonight. And once I end this live stream in about a little over a half hour, that's exactly what I'll be doing. So, and I'll let you all know how it turned out. I'll probably make a video. And speaking of which, I did make a video the other night and I went ahead and deleted it. It was about, my decision to not have kids. And the reason I deleted the video is because after I watched it, I had actually gotten to thinking about something I said in the video. It's like, because in the video I mentioned something about I wouldn't know how to care for an infant. But the truth is, I think I would know how to care for an infant. It's just, I think what I meant by that was like, I, I don't know. I actually don't know what I meant by that. I guess it just came out.
Because you took care of your
Well, I mean, like, I don't,
niece.
because I said in the video that I wouldn't know how to care for a baby, but I think I would. Um, I think what I was trying to say by that is like babies are expensive, and I don't know if I would actually know how to properly care for a child, but I think I would. I think I would. Um, I wouldn't be a piece of shit parent, but I probably wouldn't be the greatest parent either. But I get complimented all the time. People are like, you're so great with kids, and you would be a great father. And speaking of which, I was out at my cousin David and Jenny's. Was it on Friday? I think we were out there on Friday, weren't we? Dad, we were out there on Friday, right? So I went to visit my cousins in St. Louis, and they were happy to see me because they're cousins on my mom's side of the family, and they're cousins that I haven't seen. I used to see them quite a bit when my mom was in the hospice care facility in Mount Pleasant. I would always stop in on the way home to visit with them and the kids, and they were happy to see me on Friday. And I met another little cousin that I had never met before. His name is Alex, and oh yeah, right away he took to me instantly, and I told him, I said, "Well, when I come back again, I'll bring some popsicles." And I asked Alex, I said, "So, Alex, what's your favorite color? Do you have a favorite colored popsicle?" And he says, "Blue." I said, "Okay, I can hook you up with some blue popsicles." Yes, sirree. So when I go out there again, I'll have to get him some blue popsicles. And my other cousin Chris, he likes any color popsicle. I don't think he's picky or selective, but I usually take popsicles out, for the kids whenever I visit with David and Jenny. And um, I don't see them all the time. And I was telling my dad that, um, I actually need that. I need to see not all my cousins on mom's side because there's a lot of them I don't care if I ever see. I wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire. But there are relatives like my cousins, like David and Jerry, or not Jerry, but David and Jenny. Jerry would be David's brother. David and Jenny, uh, I would love to visit with them more. I have cousins who live in Owasso. Uh, Destiny and her husband Tim. Um, and they told me right where they live, and in fact, I went right by their house last week when I was in Owasso. Um, and of course, there's my cousin Liliana and my cousin Christy, and there's a few cousins that I still talk to on my mom's side, but not a lot. I don't talk to all of them. I don't associate with all my cousins. Um, but there's a select few that I prefer to stay in contact with. Jerry, he's in prison, and good place for him. Um, I don't speak to a lot of my cousins actually on my mom's side. Um, and of course, on Facebook, I talk to my cousins who live in Florida, and I see pictures of the kids all the time. And it's like, well, man, they're getting big. And I've only met one cousin out of all the kids, and his name is Jaden. And when mom passed away, my cousin Jimmy had come up from Florida with his son Jaden, and that's when I met Jaden. But I hadn't seen Jimmy in years, before.
Made a name for himself.
Yeah, he's doing fantastic. Jimmy is very successful, and he's got a family, beautiful wife, and yeah, he's got his own business, and he's doing really good for himself. And I was actually happy to see Jim because it was such a long time, since his mom died, my aunt Kathy. That was the last time I saw Jim, and he's doing really good for himself. So I try my best to stay in touch with as much of the family as I can on my mom's side because they are the closest thing that I have to my mom. I know it sounds silly, but these are relatives. These are cousins on my mom's side because, they're my mom's brothers and sisters, kids and grandkids. So there's still a lot of the cousins that I speak with and I associate with. And but not all of them. I have to be very selective, and it's a long story, and I'm not gonna really get into that too much. But if you're local and if you know some of the people that I wish to avoid, then you would try to avoid them yourself at all costs. But, yeah, I had a great time visiting with David and Jenny last week and the kids, and, yeah, I'm gonna try to make it out there more often and, spend some time with them, and maybe we could plan, like, cookouts or whatever and get dad out there, and because
Look what's snowing in the sun's out.
because my dad, he loves going out there to David and Jenny's. I know you do.
I'm the only uncle that
Yeah, my dad is, and they still call my dad Uncle Wayne. Uh, my mom and dad were married for 20 years, and he's always gonna be Uncle Wayne to my cousins on my mom's side. That's always gonna be, no matter what. And my cousin David, he's come a long way. He's come a long way. I don't want to put any of his personal business out there, but I'll just say that he's come a long way from where he once was, and I'm proud of him. And
keep up the good work.
Yeah, yeah, keep up the excellent work, and I'm proud of him for the trajectory that he's on, and he's staying on that trajectory. He's trying to, he's bettered his life. He's given up a lot of bad habits in his life, and
Seems more happier.
yeah, and he is happier. He is happier. And every time I see him out, we give each other a hug. I say, "I love you, cousin." He'll say, "Love you, cuz," and
Even calls me.
matter of fact, here's a fun fact. My cousin David, when my Aunt Anna was alive, and when I was a kid, my Aunt Anna actually lived here. And in this corner of the living room, I actually slept on the floor down in this corner, off camera, of course. And my Aunt Anna, I remember it perfectly like it was yesterday because I'd sleep on in the corner over here, and my Aunt Anna had a blanket, and she would say, "1, 2, 3, lights out," and she would throw the blanket over my face, and it was so much fun. I have so many memories. My dad's bedroom was David and Jerry's room. My bedroom was Aunt Anna's bedroom, and I remember it so much like it was yesterday when Anna lived here. And my uncle Willie also lived here. My mom's brother Willie lived here. So we kept it in the family. And now we own the house. Dad owns a house, and my name appears on the deed to the house. So it's changed hands in the family, but we kept it in the family, and I think that's probably also one of the cooler things is that I've lived here for 28 years. I've lived here longer than I've lived anywhere, and I I think we're keeping it in the family on my mom's side, which is what I like. There are times when I get really super frustrated with this house, like there's always something going wrong or something's not working right or whatever the case may be, but it's home. It's been home for 28 years, and, um, I've been here longer than I've lived anywhere in my life, and I have no intention of leaving anytime soon unless dad tells me to get the fuck out. If he says, "Well, I don't want you staying here no more, I want you to pack your shit and leave," then I'll leave. But, I don't know why it would ever come to that, but if in fact dad wants me to move out, I will. I'm almost 40 years old. Maybe it's time I do move on my own. Um, but yeah, so there's a lot of history with this house. It's passed through, family on mom's side. And I think that's one of the reasons why um we haven't gone anywhere. Just because the family, it passes down. Um, but I keep in touch with my cousins. I try to. I'm gonna try to make it a habit where, whenever I'm in Owasso, I stop in at Tim and Destiny's, or I'll plan a day and go out to St. Louis to visit with my cousins. And I might even make it a point to go to Alma to see another cousin who lives over there, whom of which also, by the way, is doing very well for herself. Um, I'm not going to go into personal detail, but I can tell you that she went from having a hard life, a hard childhood, to making something of herself. And she is also very successful. And she is another cousin that I am absolutely proud to call my family, someone whom of which I love with all my heart. I am so happy to see how far she's come and compared to where she's been. And she has my love and my full support all the way. And I'm just so happy for her. And she has a family of her own. She's got kids of her own. And I'm just I'm so proud of her. She's really come a long way. Oh, when I was at Dollar General earlier today, I saw Rhonda Perkins.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I told her about Jimmy,
All right.
and she says, "I don't know who Jim." I said, Jim Piper, and oh, I think Terry told me something about that. And I said, "Yeah, yeah, he passed away." And of course, I'm talking about my stepdad, Jim. Um, yeah, I'm still kind of having a hard time with that because of how sudden it was, and all the memories that I had. down there when mom was still around, and it's just everybody that we had fun with, they're gone. And I think a lot of why dad and Amy and I get so down and depressed is because the people that we used to party with and people we used to have fun with are fucking gone forever. Who else do we have to party with? Who else do we have to talk to? Who else do we have?
Those are the only ones that cook out
There,
there.
there,
Never invite 'em over.
we have relatives, but none of them give a fuck. We have relatives right down here on Hemlock Road who couldn't give two shits on a fuck about anybody but themselves. And if that's the way they want it, as far as I'm concerned, they can stay the fuck down there. Don't come over here no more. And I think that's why it's another reason why I need to spend time with family who actually wants to see me. You know, it's sad the way families collapse when other members of the family are gone. Families collapse from within, and then people just stop talking. They stop wanting to see each other, talk to each other. They stop making the effort to go and visit or to pick up a phone and call somebody. Um, it's really unfortunate and it's sad. But I don't, it goes both ways. The road goes both ways. You guys know where we live, and the last time I was over down there was a long time ago, and I never felt more out of place in my life being there. And that's supposed to be family? I don't think so. Family should never make you feel like you're unwelcome or unwanted. That's not family. Those are just relatives at that point. And it's like, okay, I don't even want to acknowledge that you're my relative at this point. I'd rather just not be here. Um, it's a shame that it's come to that. Uh, but it's whatever. Um, Now I wanted to talk for a minute about this issue that's been ongoing in the child of cancer world. You get people who are just using people's kids to look and feel important. It it just seems as though every time I bring it up, it falls on deaf ears because you have people who are still getting caught up in this notion that, well, he doesn't have to be a cancer parent or or a cancer patient, but this person talks as though they know what they're talking about despite never having been through it. So we're just going to go with what they say. It's fucking awful, and you guys need to stop. You need to start speaking up against people like this. I know I do, and I don't care who gets pissed off. uh it's ridiculous that there are actual families in the pediatric oncology world who will turn to people who have never had to live this life. Not once, not ever. Oh, he does so much for the kids. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I genuinely do not care. If he's really doing something for the kids, it doesn't need recognition. Why not just do what you do and go about your life? Go about your day. Why does everything need, a spotlight? Why does everything need a big announcement? When it comes to that, I don't take them seriously. I discount them. Now, I don't discount their good deed because obviously I can't do that, but they're doing it for the attention and the popularity, and that I'm very much going to discount every fucking time. Then I just stop paying attention to them altogether. And then those same families want me to endorse them for whatever reason. And the answer is no. I'm not going to endorse someone who's here just for the publicity and the popularity. That's not going to happen. I didn't go through the shit that I went through just to look good somehow later on in life. It's not glamour. It's not, um, I don't want to be lionized for being an advocate. I'm a child of cancer survivor. I've been a survivor now for 37 years, 37 long years. That was my life on the line. And that's why I'm so passionate about what I do. And all the people who hate and all the people who spread gossip and all the people who have something negative to say about me, could never stop me. And that's just it. But the people who have not had to live this life, they've not had to walk in my dad's shoes as a parent, and they certainly haven't had to walk in my shoes as a patient. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And my question is and always has been, why are families turning to these people who have not had to live our life? Why are they doing it? And I never get an answer. It's not a rhetorical question. I'm looking for an answer. Why is it that when I ask the question, why do you turn to people who are not in any way organically associated with this? I never get an answer. Or if I do, it's just the same old, same old. Well, look at all what they're doing for the kids. I don't care what they're doing for the kids. I'm asking you, why are you turning to them? They can't they can't talk to you about things that I can talk to you about because they have not been through that. That's like when I have a toothache, instead of going to a dentist, the person who studied and the person who has expertise in that field, instead of going to a dentist to take care of my bad tooth, I'll go to an auto mechanic. It's the same thing, right? I mean, why not? It's really sad and it's pathetic. Um, I may change minds, I may not. But even if I don't, it's never gonna shut me up. I'm not gonna stop talking about it until, um, people realize and start to see for themselves what's really going on. Dave Bondy. Hey, Dave. Thanks for coming into the chat, man. I appreciate that. Dave Bondy from, um, he used to be, and I guess it doesn't matter now, but Dave Bondy is an independent journalist. Well, I guess it would be okay, Dave, wouldn't it? I mean, yes, he used to be with NBC 25 and WNEM TV5. WNEM is in Saginaw, and NBC 25 is like Genesee County. Dave used to be a reporter for those stations, and now he's an independent journalist, kicking ass. If there's no better way to put it. He's kicking ass. He's doing wonderfully as an independent journalist. And Dave, I really listen to your videos. I look forward to your videos and your posts on Facebook. And yeah, yeah, not a problem, man. Not a problem. Dave Bondy is the real deal. You guys got to get over and check him out. You the man as well. Well, thanks, Dave. I appreciate you stopping in here, man. That was totally unexpected, but man, what a surprise. We just had thunder snow here in Saginaw County, Dave. I don't know if you had the same thing going on at your place, but we had thunder and lightning, and I don't know, it might have been grapple, but it looked like snow. Like we had actual thunder snow here in Saginaw County in the Chesaning area. Um, and I'm not going to give away naturally because I don't know where you live and I'm not going to dox you, but I don't know if you had that same weather phenomenon happen at your house, but it happened here. We had some thunder snow going on, and it looked like snow. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it was thunder snow. Um, I think Dave left. He came in real quick just to chat and so Dave Bondy, yeah, he is on Facebook. The other night he was promoting what's called rapid radios, and they're walkie talkies, and they work really good. But the price for them, well, that's that's another story. But yeah, he was promoting rapid radios on Facebook, and he really insists that people get them. I think he left. That's okay. He's a busy man, and I appreciate Dave. I appreciate Dave stopping in. Now that was a pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting that. So thank you, Dave Bondy, for stopping in. Um, but yeah, tonight at 7 o'clock too. Seems I'm talking about people in the media. Uh, at 7 o'clock tonight, the Fox Sunday Flashback with Dan Richards. on 103.9 The Fox. And you know what? I did not put a link in the chat. So this is what I'm going to have to do because me forgot to do it. So let's see. So I'm going to put a link in the chat. Listen to the Fox Sunday flashback. Come on. With Dan Richards tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 103.9 The Fox. So the number to call for that, if you want to place a request, is 810-230-9777, which 9777 spells out the call letters WRSR. And he plays classic rock, southern rock, and classic country, all at your request. He goes on the air at 7 o'clock Eastern, and he goes until about 11 o'clock at night. So make sure you get those requests in. Like, go over to his Facebook page, message the Facebook page. You can email him, flashback at class, or, whoa, slow down, Jared. Flashback at classicfox.com. Flashback at classicfox.com. You email your request there. You can message his Fox Sunday Flashback Facebook page. You can email his personal account. Actually, not email. You can message his personal Facebook. Yeah, and just check him out. Request a song, and I'm sure he'll play it. And as associate producer, if I don't mind saying so myself, I'm probably have the song because now I have over 10,000 songs in my music library. The 10,000th song was Tomorrow Never Knows by the Beatles. It was the final track on the Revolver album, which was released in 1966. That was song number 10,000 in my collection, and I currently have 10,045 songs, I think. We were watching Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke last night, and I Shazammed some of the music that was played. And I love Cheech and Chong. They're just a timeless comedy duo, classic comedy duo. And they're not spring chickens anymore, but you can watch Up in Smoke, and it's hilarious. I love watching Up in Smoke. It's always been one of my favorite movies. Debuted in the late 70s, 1978, I think. And they were younger. Tommy Chong is the oldest of the duo because he was born in 1938, and I think Cheech Marin was born in 1946. So that's a job for Google. So let's check out Google. Let's see what Google has to say. Tommy Chong. Okay. Tommy Chong was born on May 24th, 1938. So he is exactly a year younger than Grandma Fuller, Dad. Because Grandma Martha was born on May 24th, 1937. So Tommy Chong, May 24th, 1938. He's 87 years old. Yeah, he's no spring chicken, but he's still token. Let's see here. How about Cheech Marin? I think he was born in 1946. Yes, July 13th, 1946. And he's 79 years old, almost 80 years old. You believe that? And I bet you anything, they're still smoking and toking, man. That's just even in their old age, just like Willie Nelson, he's still out there toking. You know he is. He's still doing the old 420. But yeah, I love Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke. They had a lot of good movies. But yeah, I Shazammed some songs from the movie last night, and it's like, that's what that's called? Okay. And so I added like Searching by the Search Boys and Lost Due to Incompetence. That's the just music, it's the instrumental. And on the license plate, if you notice in the movie, if you can remember the movie Up in Smoke, they had a license plate that said Yeska, Yesca. That's actually the name of the band who performs the song called Lost Due to Incompetence, which is just the instrumental that plays in the background. So look it up on YouTube. Actually, you know what? I could probably look for it on YouTube and put a link in the chat, which by the way, I thought I had it where um there's a live YouTube replay. Or you know what I mean, like the chat, like you can still see the chat. Um oh, and before I forget, I stopped in at um there's a diner in Owasso. It's a little cafe, and it's located in the most peculiar place. You would never imagine this. It's in Owasso. It's called Jolie's Crosswinds Cafe. It is located at the Owasso Community Airport. It is open to the public. Dave Bondi, if you're in here, did you know about that? I didn't know about it, and I am very familiar with Owasso. Amy is very familiar with Owasso. Dad is very familiar with Owasso. They never used to have that before. They have an actual yeah, they just had the airport, nothing else once upon a time. Now they actually have a cafe back there. So for those of you familiar with Owasso, Michigan, so if you're coming down M21, you come up to the light where Young Chevrolet is, it's called Airport Trail. So if you're coming east, if you're going east on 21 and you hit Airport Trail, it's the light before Young Chevrolet, you would hang a right, you go down, and then you come up to Comstock Trail, which I'm pretty sure if Comstock Trail went all the way through, it would be Comstock Street in Owasso in the city limits. But it's called Comstock Trail. Then you hang a left, and then you follow it around in the back, and it's right back there, right next to the tarmac. And it's really cool. I mean, they've got picnic tables out there where you can actually sit and watch the planes take off and land on sunny days, not days like today where it's been shitty, but you can actually watch the planes land and take off. And it's really cool. It's just really super cool. Oh, ugh. Sorry about that, guys. But let's see here. I'm gonna put that into the chat. Yeska, lost due to incompetence. And the song is featured in Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke. Okay. So we're going to close that out. So we are down to the final 2 minutes of the Sunday video update. I thank you all for stopping by to listen to me for the past hour, and to Dave Bondi. I mean, that is an absolute honor to have Dave Bondi come into my live stream like that. That is really cool. That doesn't happen all the time. Dave Bondi, yeah, go and subscribe to the real Dave Bondi. Dave, I don't know where you live. I'm not, trying to dox you or anything. But if I'm ever in the area of where you live, I don't know exactly where, but if I'm ever in the area, man, I'd actually like to meet you and maybe have a one-on-one conversation and talk about things. And maybe you can get some of my opinions and I can listen to some of yours. And because, Dave is all about keeping it real, and I'm one who's also all about keeping it real. So I think we might agree and disagree on a lot of things, but here's the thing. And I think if Dave were still in chat, which I don't think he is, but if he is, I think he would agree with me on this. Disagreeing with people does not equate to hatred. Can we get back to that part in life where grown adults who can share differing views and opinions are not actually hating on each other? We just disagree. Can we get back to that point? Dave Bondi actually made it or he made a video about he thinks that public schools should have a course on critical thinking. And I agree. I absolutely agree. Don't teach children what to think. Teach them how to think. Go by the evidence. Go by what is evidently true and available and independently verifiable. That would be my take on critical thinking courses. I don't know if that's what Dave had in mind. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I'm pretty sure if I advocated for a critical thinking course in school, that would be my take on it. Go by what the evidence shows, not your feelings, because feelings are subjective. Go by objective facts, which have been demonstrated with irrefutable bodies of evidence. So that's going to be the message for the end of this Sunday live stream. Dad, any final thoughts before we put a bow on this?
Just, cope with the weather, whatever it is. And take care of yourself and watch the weather all the time.
That was incredible. We had thunder snow here right in the middle of my live stream. That doesn't happen like ever. Amy,
Peace out, be safe.
peace out and be safe. She keeps it simple. And I will echo what the two of them say. Be safe in the weather. Peace out, be safe, and be good to each other. And thank you again, Dave Bondi, for stopping by. That was an absolute honor having him here. And I'll look for you on Facebook, Dave, if you're still in chat. I don't know if you are or not. But anyway, guys, that concludes this edition of the Sunday video update. I'll be back again next week. The final Sunday video update of April 2026. Time is going by quickly, and I think it happens when you get older. Time just seems to slip away. But not me. I'm not slipping away. I'll be here next week, and I hope you will be here too. So have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.